Title: The Fly High Mind, Howard Hughes and the Art of Wisdom and Leadership. Chapter 1. The Maverick Mind, How Howard Hughes Redefined Wisdom and Leadership. Howard Hughes grew up in a small Indiana town, the son of a railroad worker, and he never imagined he would become one of the most emblematic figures of American ingenuity. His early years were marked by curiosity, a fearless drive to experiment, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. In the 1930s, after a brief stint in the film industry, Hughes turned his attention to aviation, a field then as uncharted as the Wild West. What made him distinctive wasn't just his dare-to-fly obsession. It was his unique, almost surgical understanding of wisdom and leadership. A story that illustrates Hughes' vision is his decision to rebuild the entire business model of the Hughes Aircraft Corporation after a disastrous crash during a test flight. Instead of merely patching the broken components, Hughes saw the crash as a signal that the design, culture, and strategy were flawed. He implemented a radical restructure, eliminating layers of bureaucracy and empowering engineers to make split-second decisions. This episode taught us the importance of adaptive learning and daring to overhaul legacy systems when the cost of inertia outweighs change. We're not just building a plane, we're building the future. If you're afraid to make a mistake, you're not building anything. Hughes. Motivational insight. Wisdom, for Hughes, was not a passive accumulation of facts, but an active, iterative process of learning from every experience, every success, and every failure. Leadership, on the other hand, was about forging a clear purpose and inspiring people to transcend their limits. Concrete example for today. Have you noticed a project stuck at a plateau? Adopt Hughes' mindset. Pause, evaluate, and radically restructure your approach while empowering those on the ground. Instead of micromanaging, assign autonomy with responsibility. This cultivates trust and sparks innovation. Takeaway: Howard Hughes taught us that true wisdom is the ability to discern when tradition must be broken. Leadership is built on clear vision, relentless curiosity, and the courage to act decisively. Call to action. If Howard's audacious blend of wisdom and leadership resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe for more insights that empower your own journey. Reflective question: in what area of your life do you need to let go of tradition to embrace a higher purpose? Chapter 2. The AAA equation: autonomy, accountability, agility. Hughes' playbook boiled down to 3 core principles: autonomy, accountability, and agility. Together they form the AAA equation that defined his approach to both wisdom and leadership. 1. Autonomy. Hughes famously kept critical design decisions in the hands of engineers rather than his own office. He believed that expertise and genuine passion are born in the trenches, not in boardrooms. By granting autonomy, he not only accelerated innovation, but also cultivated a deeper sense of ownership among his team. 2. Accountability. While autonomy was essential, Hughes didn't shy away from holding everyone strictly accountable. After a high-profile test failure, he publicly called out the root cause and put a system in place for transparent reporting. He coined his own maxim: if you've built something, you must own its failure as well. 3. Agility. Hughes was a pioneer of rapid prototyping. Instead of waiting for perfect plans, he demanded rapid iteration and real-world testing. His agile mindset allowed him to adapt swiftly when technologies evolved unexpectedly, such as the shift from propeller to jet engines. Story in action. When Hughes was working on the U.S. Army's first jet fighter, his team faced a catastrophic engine overheating issue during a test. Hughes cut the entire operation for a week, reassessed the engineering approach, and then re-rolled the flight with a modified cooling system. Less than 2 weeks later, the aircraft cleared its first test, earning the nickname, the Lightning. If you want to change the world, you have to get out of your seat and tweak the controls yourself. Howard Hughes. Motivational insight. The core of this principle is that leadership is not about exerting control. It's about creating an environment where the smartest ideas can flourish while always remaining answerable to the mission's outcomes. How to apply today. Empower. Rotate leadership tasks within your team. Let developers lead sprint planning. Measure, set clear metrics tied to learning outcomes, e.g., error rate, customer feedback timelines. Iterate, schedule weekly sprint reviews to refine processes. Takeaway: the AAA equation proves that the true recipe for innovation lies in granting freedom, demanding results, and remaining nimble in the face of setbacks. Call to action: love the idea of a more empowered workplace. Like, share, and subscribe for more revolutionary leadership frameworks. Reflective question: which of the AAA principles is the hardest for your organization to embrace, and why? Chapter 3. From the skies to the boardroom, Hughes' leadership playbook in action. Hughes' mastery was not confined to aviation. He moved seamlessly between fields, film production, business ventures, and public service, always applying his leadership philosophy. Below are 3 iconic moments that demonstrate how he translated wisdom into practice. A film production, Hell's Angels, 1930. Hughes, then a budding film producer, tackled a gigantic film budget and a challenging aerial stunt schedule. When initial test flights over Hollywood ended in a near disaster, Hughes refused to let cost concerns dictate safety. He personally supervised the creation of a new pilot training program and insisted on rigorous rehearsal before actual shots. This decision saved dozens of lives and kept the film on schedule. You can't afford the luxury of a perfect plan when the next minute decides who's alive. Hughes. B Aviation, Hughes H-1 Racer. Hughes built the H-1 Racer, a plane that broke the world airspeed record in 1935. The creation involved multiple iterative prototypes that each failed spectacularly, yet each failure taught Hughes a new lesson about aerodynamics and jet stability. He leveraged these lessons to refine the design, showcasing how learning from mistake fuels advancement. C Public Service, the Hughes Aircraft Corporation during WWII. With the war effort accelerating, Hughes redirected his company's resources toward jet engines. He established a secret research consortium involving academia and the military, an early model of a public-private partnership. He saw this as a way to fulfill a greater purpose while ensuring the industry would remain robust post-war. If you want to build something that matters, you must sometimes sacrifice personal profit for collective value. Hughes. Motivational insight. Across all domains, Hughes taught that true leadership necessitates a blend of audacity and humility. It is the willingness to confront danger head-on, coupled with the humility to admit that each project is a collective human effort, and that the stakes often transcend individual interest. Concrete steps for modern leaders. Cross-disciplinary collaboration. Create partnerships with industry and academia to accelerate innovation. Iterative design. Adopt rapid prototype cycles, even if failure probability is high. Purpose-driven mindset. Align company objectives to wider societal benefits. Takeaway: Howard Hughes reminds us that leadership is flexible. We can adapt our strategies across industries, but the underlying ethos of bravery, collaboration, and purpose remains constant. Call to action. Inspired to turn your ventures into audacious triumphs. Show support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Reflective question: can you identify an area in your work where you could apply a cross-disciplinary partnership inspired by Hughes' approach? Chapter 4. Your own flight plan, translating Hughes' wisdom into modern life and business. The lessons Howard Hughes cultivated are as relevant today as they were during the early days of jet aviation. In this chapter, we distill these insights into a framework you can apply, whether you're an entrepreneur, a manager, or simply a lifelong learner. 1. Create a learning sprint. Set a 72-hour innovation sprint. Pick an open question within your domain and develop a prototype or solution within 3 days. Celebrate both wins and losses. Record lessons from both outcomes. 2. Establish a failure accountability board. Transparent failure logs. After each project, note what went wrong and why. Design systemic change. Translate each failure into actionable process improvements. 3. Implement an autonomy dashboard. Assign ownership. Each project team has a designated leader responsible for decisions. Metric-based feedback. Use tangible metrics, speed of iteration, customer satisfaction to gauge performance. #4. Maintain a purpose ledger. Why do we do it? Document the societal impact of each product service. Revisit it quarterly. Align new initiatives with this purpose. Real-world example. A tech startup applying the learning sprint concept found that within 48 hours, their team delivered a minimal viable product for a new app. The iteration cycle was so rapid that they captured user feedback before competitors could even launch, leading to a 30% higher adoption rate in the first month. Motivational insight. Hughes' relentless pursuit of progress teaches us that high-velocity cycles paired with rigorous accountability create a culture where risk is managed, not avoided. In the modern era of constant change, this model is essential. Concrete action plan. Pick one team project. Define a 5-day sprint. Include checkpoints every 12 hours. At day 5, hold a retrospective, log failures and wins, and draft 2 process changes. Takeaway. The path to leadership excellence involves deliberately creating environments where learning, accountability, autonomy, and purpose intertwine. Call to action. If you're ready to apply these game-changing tools, hit like, share this guide, and subscribe for deeper dives into transformational leadership. Reflective question. What new practice could you introduce into your daily routine to honor Howard Hughes' spirit of relentless improvement? Chapter 5. Touchdown, your legacy awaits. Howard Hughes's life was a whirlwind of triumphs and turmoil, but what ties all his achievements together is a single, unshakable belief. Wisdom is discovered through action. Leadership is defined by purpose and impact. By studying his journey, we unlock powerful strategies that transcend time. Key takeaways. 1. Wisdom is an iterative learning process. Every success and failure is data for future improvement. 2. Leadership thrives on autonomy, accountability, and agility. Give people freedom, hold them to measurable outcomes, and adapt quickly. 3. Purpose is the linchpin. Align every decision with a broader mission to energize teams and sustain momentum. In a world where new challenges appear every day, these principles provide a compass. Whether you are designing the next breakthrough technology, launching a startup, or leading a nonprofit, the insights above empower you to take decisive, visionary steps. Call to action. If you found value in exploring Howard Hughes's wisdom on leadership, like this video, share it with a colleague who could benefit, and subscribe for the next episode where we dive into another legend's mind. Reflective question. After walking through Hughes' legacy, what is one concrete change you will make today that aligns your personal or professional life with the principles of wisdom and leadership he embodied?